Hi, today is the last day of March, the 31st. March 31st, 2020, and pardon the wound back, my grumbly tummy, my kitty cat, and any other noise that you may hear. Trust the wound back sounds like a whoopee cushion and a piglet at different times. I'm working on healing and I'm trying to get this video out to you. So I want to look at April for Donald the Ding Dong and see how that goes. That's what we're going to start with. Okay. I'm just going to do a Celtic cross spread. So, what covers Donald for the month of April is the, excuse me, the Page of Swords. You know, I might want to shuffle this. I just realized I just kind of grabbed these up. All right, let me do that. No harm, no foul, right? And I promise you, I won't do it for 5 and 10 minutes of video time. All right, Donald Trump, month of April, 2020. What can you share with me? Ancestors, Spirit of the Tarot. Spirit, what can you share with me? Okay. I feel better about that because I don't feel good if I don't shuffle. So make sure. The Chariot. The month of April, the Chariot is covering him. So that's what's in the atmosphere. What crosses him is the Nine of Rods or Wands. So he's going to be pretty fatigued. What crosses him is fatigue, is also, I believe, trying to keep up. We see his, you can see here, we see his boundary. He's trying to keep himself a protective boundary around him is going to be a challenge because this falls in the placement of a challenge, and I think he's getting tired. It's pretty much in the environment is the Chariot, so it's an energy that of having to move forward. Things are progressing. Things are happening maybe even quickly, and he's feeling very stressed. Okay? But let's see the other cards. It's going to be a Celtic cross spread to see what they show. Okay, based on a Queen of Rods, that's someone he's already dealt with. What crowns him, he's hoping for a new start and enthusiasm and I feel like he's hoping to get an injection of vitality and energy. Revitalization is the word I was looking for. In the recent past, there's been a need for temperance, and it still looks like into April that is not, he's still trying, or let me just say this, the matter is not sufficiently dealt with, something's not been handled with sufficiently. There's certain combinations of things that need to be done, and the pressure's on. He's stressed. I feel that this could be that. I really feel like this is probably Pelosi helping to try to deal with the COVID virus. He's wanting a new start. I think to feel new energy, revitalization. But he doesn't have it. He's old. He's going to be feeling very, very, very tired, very, very fatigued. He's going to want to come off like he is strong and virile and healthy and robust and all that. But I don't think he's feeling that way because he hasn't kept something, and there's been a need in the past for some kind of balance, and he's been okay, he's just going to be the fool, more of the fool. He's going to be April's fool. He's every month's fool. He will not change, and so this will not get any better for him. He needs to balance things. He needs to reduce certain things and give, so he needs to be a proper leader. He doesn't have what it takes, and he doesn't have what it takes to work across the aisle to deal with these issues like the COVID virus. And this is going to be a big deal because people are dying. And what are we going to get from him? More of the fool. He's just going to continue to show that he is inept. He's going to put more stress upon himself through his ineptitude and stupidity. Only now I feel like the throttle is, the energy wise in his atmosphere is kind of being, punched down. So I feel like there's an acceleration, and his stress is going to be accelerated. If he had dealt with this properly, this would not be happening. But because I'm being shown his stupidity and his lack of willingness, despite the pressure, he's going to continue to do foolish things. And go about things all wrong. There's heartbreak. And I think also for him, he might start to feel the, this is a card usually of breaking up, separation, heartbreak. It could be illness, but I feel like with him, I think Donnie's got a funny ticker. I think his heart, I know, we could go on for hours about whether he has one, or actually no, it wouldn't take, he's just barely there. But he's causing people a lot of pain and misery and suffering. What is in the environment is the Page of Rods. This is information to me. Electronic information. More, I feel like leaks. And certainly more attempt to put disinformation out there. The fool in this. So we can count on to do the worst things. We can count on to say the stupidest things, okay, that's his April. Four of Cups. Well, in his placement of hopes and fears, Four of Cups, I feel like he really doesn't want to have, I think, fears not being able to have his rallies. He's feeling cooped up. He's not feeling like he's getting, I think, that ego feed that he needs. So he's in a more mendacious place, I think, than even usual. He wants to have his little get togethers. He wants to have, I see him wanting that, and I see him being pissed off. I also see him being lethargic here, potentially. Hmm. And it could go back to he could start having issues, the symptomatic problems with, like, it could be heart and respiratory, could, and it could be anxiety. The Six of Swords. He wants to feel better and be in a better place. So he's focusing, I think, on trying to get through this deal with the virus, but he's still going to be continuing into the near future to go on with these lies. That's his April. More lies. The Lovers. The Hermit. There are people that are going to split from partnering with him, though. There are going to be people that begin to pull away from him, pull their support away from him. That also, then we get the Sun in Justice, and I feel as though maybe finally we're going to start seeing him face some real justice. Not, I don't think, maybe more toward the end of April. There might actually finally be activity to remove him. And there might be more support for that, because I feel like he's going to get people that were supporting him that kind of fall away, kind of wander off. And I think that's the people in power, because I think maybe there will finally be some enough evidence or whatever it is that to do with money toward the end of May, that's the I feel like also his handling of the COVID virus. A lot of these things are going to be, I think, fine, and especially where the money or actual items of value, I think, like medical supplies that people needed, that he played with and did, tried to control the stock market, all of this stuff toward the end of May. Mother's Day. Empress and the Ten of Cups. There's something, I feel like April, we look at May. It's I feel like there's something more active as far as anything going with beginning to use the crowbars to get this guy out. I feel like there's something significant toward the end of April and around Mother's Day. And I know that Linda G actually had brought up something about Mother's Day being significant. Well, I'm getting that too. Because I was just looking at the month of April and I had to go on beyond the standard 12 cards that you use. So I went a bit like further in. And then I feel like this is Mother's Day. This is 10 of Cups and a Empress. What, Bear? You have a lot to say. You just got back from the vet, eh? He's still maintaining throughout April, trying to keep control of things. But he's going to still do stupid things. So there's something around the money and around perhaps trade or market, stock market. Yeah, I mean, he's played with it. But maybe they're going to actually finally bloody do something. Oh. Yeah, to physically crowbar him out. So what is this about Mother's Day? Eight of Pentacles and the Five of Rods. There's rioting, there's argument. There is work issues, employment issues. Problem with the economy. It's probably because he's been playing with Wall Street, he's been playing with what do you see out there, boo? She's looking out the window. The Eight of Pentacles. Education. Teachers. Schooling. Money and economy. Queen of Pentacles. Well, there's Melania, and the Devil. Oh. Greedy. Trying to see what this is with her. Something that will pull Queen of Pentacles in. And I think that's usually my Melania card because she's a Taurus. Mother's Day, Melania. He's his typical asshole self, corrupt. What is this? Knight of Swords, something very quickly coming in. Needing help. Well, that doesn't look very good. I feel like there's some kind of scandal linked to her. Melania's spending around Mother's Day. I think they might throw some big gig on Mother's Day to try and take the attention off of themselves. Maybe there's something with that. But I feel like Melania's involved in it. Comes into the picture. There's something very oppressive or negative or corrupt around her. And this has to do with charity of some kind. Potentially. The Six of Pentacles. Knight of Swords. It's something, yeah. Again, money-wise and society-wise. Five of Pentacles. Hello, Woundvek. So, feeling a bit like a social pariah? I think this could be whatever will make her look really bad that she's involved in, because I feel like people have been sick, been going through a difficult. I think people have a hard time financially getting back on their feet. A lot of people with the delay with the virus and being sick and medical bills and all the problems. And I think they're really not going to be in the mood for any further scandal from this family. Her health? I picked that up wrong. There is something with Melania coming up, and I'm not. I think it has to do with the, certainly maybe with her spending or with something that she's supposed to be doing. One of maybe one you know one of these. That's my stomach. Sorry. One of these. Charities that there could be a scandal around that. There's always a scandal around them. I just want to see. So I just think, yeah, the month of April looks like they pretty much get through it with their typical denial and poo-pooing, and but there's something around May that is key, and maybe more in toward Mother's Day. I do feel like there's something to that. I don't know completely what, but I feel like Melania could be brought up. She's in the focus. And I feel like funds, people, the economy, and the needs of other people that are. There's just something about that that's going to rub people really wrong. What is this? What is the significance of this that I'm being shown? Okay, let's try and get this. What is the significance of what you're showing me with Melania, Mother's Day? What's this about? What's May? What's the month of May like for Trump? In a snapshot. Spirit of the Tarot. Month of May for Trump. Month of May for Trump. Okay, well, that's interesting. Okay, now there is a sacrifice. Card of a sacrifice here, or delay, crossed by secretiveness. I feel like that's something that they've tried to sit on for a long time. Some kind of big secret. I mean, they've got so many. I think they're running out of closet space for all their. Now they're just bold-faced, lying. It doesn't matter. Seven of Swords. I like something being taken away. Public eye. Judgment, finally. Moon. Month of May. Plan. Oh, wound vac, you sound so great. Here's Melania again. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's Betsy DeVos or something. I don't know. This could be education. Sometimes this card is Melania for me. I'm getting her again. Learning, it's something, maybe it's about her claims of education, that Einstein visa, cough cough. Um, but maybe it's not her. Maybe it's somebody that's has been working on their finances. I wonder. There's judgment. In the month of May, there's something, I think, towards sometime in April for him, maybe toward the end of April, and then when we look at the start of May, it looks like there's some kind of judgment that is passed on Trump. And I believe it's also to do with the people that have been ill and how he's handled so many things, and the COVID virus just being the latest, uh, and that he's just going to continue to be fraudulent thief that does the worst. So it's like, okay, you all gonna finally do something to push this, get this guy out. Seven of Swords. I just feel like he's trying to keep a lid on something here that he's been judged for. Maybe it's producing evidence, maybe it's, whatever it is that would be asking of him. And I really am tired of them asking. They need to demand and they need to follow through if he does not produce information or whatever he's supposed to do. So what I see for him in May is a suspension. He is suspended. That is the atmosphere that covers him. What crosses him are secrets. And I feel like it is a connection to something he's being judged for, and he's trying to, I think, keep it covered up. He'll be trying to keep it covered up. And the thing is that I think it's going to come out anyway, but he's going to try to keep a lid on it. And I think May is for throwing people under the bus. When he really starts to lose power, maybe he'll start throwing people under the bus, trying to come up with a plan. I feel like, and this could have to do with a decision in the environment of is this voting, the upcoming thing with voting, and maybe the picking who is going to be the, I guess they still gonna run with Trump? I don't know, because he's continuing to be shady and sacrifice and exploit, and hoping to get away with it, hoping he can, despite the judgment that's passed on him, stall it out. He's looking this would be with either fear, hope, or fear, toward a king of rods, a king of wands. And I think that this would be somebody of a fire sign. I think he's hoping that they can help him and staunch the bleeding. But he gets the page of Pentacles, so I feel like there's the beginning in May of some financial stuff coming out. Documentation. But I think he's going to drag it out. I think it's his taxes and things like that. And basically anything. What did you do with the money? Well, what did I do with that money? Well, I don't. He's not going to give a truthful answer. I think this is a woman who's looking at the finances in May. And he's trying to fight this up, but I also kind of feel like Melania is going to be wanting to look toward, I think, separation or divorce. And I think he's trying to tell her, not now, not now. That's a possibility. Two of Swords, yeah. He's trying to block something in the Two of Pentacles and to do with partnerships. And certainly probably trying to block information if anyone happens to be looking into his finances. But it's going to come out. Wheel of Fortune says no more Two of Swords, no more obstruction. No more obstruction. Things are moving. The Hermit and the Four of Pentacles. He's going to want to try to I think, like a tick, embed himself. Donald Trump is like a tick. There may be concern about certain things coming out. Definitely that he's wanting to keep hold of is to do with finances, things that would obviously show that he's been, dishonest, doing a number of dishonest things. But I just don't think his health is going to hold up toward the end of May. He's got the Ten of Rods and the Four of Swords. I just truly think that by May we're going to really see the pressure that April and the COVID virus, dealing with it, and all his crimes are kind of coming home to roost, and the stress upon him, I think, could cause him to get sick. I've said that before. I think high blood pressure, the heart, stroke, that kind of energy is advancing. And I see this could also be the recovery of people that have COVID virus, what he's done with that. But this is, I think, more personal. And I think this is him being actually not able to physically carry out the duties because his health, there's too much stress, there's something way extreme. He'll be really angry. I mean, it's just not good. So he does not look good. Month of May in particularly looks difficult for him. And I think it's important dates. There is something around Mother's Day, so we'll look at that. I think Linda's right about that. And I think Knight of Cups. I think someone's going to do the Knight of Cups when he's sick and say, "You're too sick. You need to leave. Look, we'll here, do it this way and get done this way," and he'll go. Now, that's not to say that I think he's going to be gone in May, but I think that the things that will lead up to him being gone, perhaps by sometime in summer, definitely, that his health is going to really start to. I mean, like, we're talking about where he's not going to be able to fake it. And he's going to, I think perhaps his own party will ask him to recommend for him to step down. I don't know. There's some offer, and there's some offer to leave that I think he gets. The Knight of Cups, the Chariot. Now let's just see if he accepts it. Now the readings I've done in the past, he doesn't accept it, and they try to even give him some kind of an offer to help get him out, and I just don't think. Now that's my Pelosi card. I think that she will publicly declare he is sick, that he has a problem. I don't know, he may have had a heart attack or some kind of illness. I think this is Pelosi coming forward toward the end of May. With announcement of something, I think that actually makes her really sad about his health. And there's a lot of resistance. But I feel like like I said, but I feel like she is going to help to manage, and other women in government again. But she's going to do a lot to help get things to stop the bleeding, to get things back under control properly. I think he's just going to run himself and things into the ground as much as he can, and I think that it will become perhaps more apparent by May. And toward the end of May, the Pelosi may be saying to the public if he suffers a heart attack or any kind of thing like that, she may have to come forward with that information and request that he resign. It's, clear that he cannot carry out his duties. That will be something to watch. So I hope you're all doing okay, staying well. I still really do not think that most people get, because unless you're in New York and places where it's very clear, and I'm sure people even there that have their head in the sand about the seriousness of this, that's going to be a grave mistake. So I'm going to leave that there. Trump's April and May look like more lies, and more stress, and I think finally around the end of May, I think, pardon the wound back, I think that Nancy Pelosi may announce something about his health. He will be made an offer, or they made him an offer of some kind. I think she'll come forward about concerns about his health. And I think she's truly, actually, legitimately concerned. Let's look at Trump's health. Because it didn't look good. It looks like April and May are going to be really stressful. May, for some reason, even more so. It's just a build-up, I think. But let's look at Trump's health for the month of May. What is it with Trump's health at the month of May? What can you show us? Trump's health, month of May. Trump's health, month of May. Okay, well, we got Ivanka in the atmosphere, or we have the Queen of Cups. And I shouldn't be so quick just off the bat to say that's her. Let's see how it plays in. This Queen of Cups is in the atmosphere. Ivanka, she's keeping a secret for him. Queen of Cups, Two of, the Two of the major arcana, the secret, trying to keep something veiled, or access to information, secret. You're going to have a hard time keeping something secret about his health in May. And I think Ivanka is going to try to get out there and be giving us bullshit. Yeah, Judgment. Okay. May, his health. They're still trying to pull a con. They're still going to try to pull. She still wants to pull this con to try to control the narrative. Six of Pentacles. They need help. Needs help. Having to admit that her dad needs help. It's based on Judgment, by the way. So, Trump's health in May, he's going to be facing health problems that are as a result of how he's lived, how he's been to other people. And I think the Des are on his head with the COVID virus. This is a mendacious man and family. So May, they're really trying to hold on. They're really trying to keep some sort of a need for help that he has, like they could, from coming out. But I think it will be self-evident. I don't know what friggin' stupid ass Ivanka thinks she's gonna do. Poor health. This is the person's attitude towards the subject matter, the health. There's aware that they're not in good health. And there's aware that I believe that there's guilt involved, where if this has anything to do with the monies and the supplies and the COVID virus, anything to do with that, they're guilty. They're guilty of it. They're just trying to hold on. They're also trying to hold on to his, I think, health. Because I asked about Trump's health. And I get his daughter here. But I don't know. I mean, like, what's up with Ivanka? I know some people think she's pregnant or whatever. I don't know. I don't give a shit. I just want them gone. But I feel like this is someone who needs help, and they're trying to keep it quiet that she's had to ask for help, or he's had to ask for help, or help has been sought, and they're trying to control the optics on this to hold on. But his health is deteriorating, and the Seven of Pentacles deals with waiting. There's a sense of waiting, people waiting to see something, to hear something. It's like they know. It's like they can see it. It could be that there's some kind of treatment that they're giving him in his environment to see if he shows a response or something. I think there's a member of their family, whether it's Ivanka or Trump, that they're just trying to hide a health matter, and it's to do with bad health, by the way. Bad health here. The Five of Cups. I'm sorry, Five of Pentacles. And I did ask about Trump's health. They fear the Ten of Rods. So they fear, I feel like, any more stress, any more pressure. There's pressure. I keep getting something about pressure. I feel like it's blood pressure. I feel stress. I feel like heart. And the Queen of Swords is the final end result. I feel like they're going to be trying to hide something about his health. They may be waiting for as long as they can to see if he doesn't respond to some kind of, I don't know, treatment or something. But I think there's a woman that comes to the public, makes a public announcement, and I think that it's somebody in government. I don't think it's Ivanka. I think Ivanka's just going to try to cover a health matter up for him, but I don't think it's going to do much more than stall, because I don't think he's going to probably be getting better. In fact, we go he's kind of bouncing around with the between the going to the 4 and the 5. His health, I think, is just going to deteriorate in some way. Knight of Rods. Make something go in a better direction. I think something will finally be announced. I think by a woman in to the public about his state. Maybe bringing it to the attention of the public officially, in an official manner. And that that he should, I think they're going to make the suggestion that he leave. I think that this will leave a lot of the people he's been doing business with very worried about any kind of business he may have enacted or with them that they want to see happen. Great deal of worry for that. I see fighting amongst themselves, his children fighting amongst themselves, the three of them, the top three. I think they're such a smug family. It's really unpleasant. I think he's going to become. I think he's going to become ill. There's going to be some sort of problem with his health. I think in May, maybe more toward the latter part of the month, will become really evident that they're just trying to cover something up with regard to his health. And I think it will be then, perhaps by the end of May, maybe in June, I don't know, somewhere between there. I feel like someone's going to, a female official will make an official announcement concerning his health. And I do think, what is this with Ivanka? What's with Ivanka in May? I think she's will be trying to keep a lid on that he's suddenly not doing very well. I think he's going to, you know how he had that sudden trip to the quote unquote hospital and he was having a meltdown, and I don't know, something funny about that. Well, I think this could be like a situation where he could have had a heart attack or a stroke, because maybe around May, or it looks like his body is going toward that. It's unstable. And I think they're trying to keep that from the public, but I think it will have to come out. Will Donald Trump be out of office by in June? Will he have to leave in June? Will Donald Trump be out in June? Memory. Something's left. Great deal of worry. I think he's going to start having health problems. And it has to do with how he's lived in the past. I think, again, he's going to weaken his own immune system through stress. So we'll look at that. That's what I have on him.